My name is Radhanath, and I work as the religious life advisor for the Hindu Student Organization and the Bhakti Club on campus. And I'd like to thank all of you and welcome all of you to this really, really wonderful event that has been organized by Columbia University's Bhakti Club. Now I'd like to introduce
our compassion for all beings, his wisdom, very much gave me an encounter of God, and I decided to dedicate myself to assisting him. That was in 1971. In 1982, the community around me very much persuaded me to take the vows of a Swami, which is a monk in the Hindu order. And the idea is we refrain from having many possessions or family so that we could make the whole world our family without any distractions. In our tradition, to encounter God, I'll try to explain very briefly that there are three primary features of God. The first is Brahman, the all-pervading, formless, impersonal absolute. And to reach that state is called mukti, or liberation. The second aspect of God is Paramatma, the Lord who is seated within the heart of every living being, who is the witness, and if we can tune into his presence, is the guide within us, the source of intuition. And the third aspect of God is Bhagavan, which means the supreme personality of Godhead. Bhagavan means the Lord as the supreme person, whose body, whose form, his personality is Satchit Ananda, eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss, whose personality is the ultimate origin and the possessor of infinite beauty, infinite knowledge, infinite wealth, infinite fame, infinite renunciation, humility, and ultimately infinite grace and love. In other words, all attractive. The name Krishna is not a sectarian concept. It's a name of the one Supreme Lord, which means the all-attractive one, who is the supreme controller and the all-powerful creator, but above and beyond that, beauty, love, sweetness, and grace is where we could commune with that God. In the Bhagavad Gita it tells, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chatuskratam, that Bhagavan, that Supreme Lord, descends into this world again and again and again through the ages with different forms, sometimes with different names, according to the time, the place, and the people, to deliver the same essential message of how to cleanse our hearts and awaken that love that we have for him, and be an instrument of his compassion in everything we do and everything we say. Sarva Karana Karanam. That this God, the supreme truth, is the source of everything. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells that I am the source of the sun, the light of the sun, the light of the moon, the taste of water, all the abilities of men and women. I'm the source of all intelligence. And in this, Krishna is explaining how we can encounter him, as Father Clooney was explaining, through nature, within ourselves, and in every situation. When we see the sun, we understand it is God's grace that is giving us the light of the sun. It is God's grace that is giving us our food, that is giving us the power to think, to move. and to actually experience in that way. Srila Prabhupada once said, when he was asked, how do we see God in everything? He pointed to his glasses, or in India we call them spectacles. He said, what do you think of when you see these spectacles? And the devotee said, I think that these are my Guru Prabhupada's spectacles. He said, so you are seeing me in those spectacles. And what happens when you see the spectacles? And the person says, when I think of you, my love for you, and my gratitude to you comes. He said, everything is the property of God. That's the way we should see everything. One time he was walking in California along